In this video, we're going to look at building an inbound phone call lead capture. Having a system to reliably collect and distribute leads from inbound phone calls is critical for a well-oiled sales machine. This is also very important for any print media where the call to action is to call the company, because it ensures easy ROI tracking. In this video, we're going to take a look at creating an internal form, configuring a decision diamond, and setting up the follow-up responses. The context behind why someone might call is important. So in this video, let's pretend people are calling in to schedule a free consultation from an ad. We're going to start by dragging out an internal form goal. And then in this case, we're going to say that there's two outcomes. Either they scheduled the appointment or they didn't. And when we connect this goal to more than one sequence, it'll automatically generate the decision diamond for us. We're going to start by building out the internal form. We're going to start by giving the end user some context behind what this form is for. We're going to assume that for the people answering the phone, they're going to be taking first name and last name, email address, and the phone number. So now, we want to actually give the end user a decision point. We're going to give them a radio button where they can indicate if they scheduled the call or not. We are not going to select an option by default, and we're going to make this question required. At this point, our internal form is ready. So we can go ahead and mark it as ready and go back out to our campaign. Back at the campaign level, we're going to go ahead and configure this decision node, so that way the system knows what to do after somebody has submitted this form. We start by double-clicking into the decision node, and now we're going to configure the rules for each sequence. By default, these sequences will always run, and that's not what we want. So we're going to add a rule, and we're going to start with the scheduled sequence. So if the form submissions option of did they schedule a consultation? Yes, which is one of the radio button options. If that is selected, then they're going to go into scheduled. We're going to set up a rule for the not scheduled sequence that's the exact opposite. If the form submission option of did they schedule a consultation? No is selected. Now, when a user submits the form, Infusionsoft will know what sequence to put them in. And because this question is required, there's no way someone could be put in without somebody being followed up with appropriately. Now let's go ahead and look at some follow-up ideas here. When somebody schedules an appointment, it's probably a good idea to send them some kind of confirmation. In this case, we're going to keep it nice and lean and have a very simple appointment scheduled email. For the subject, we can say thanks. And in the text here, we can say, thanks for calling in today, first name. We're looking forward to seeing you for your, pardon me, yeah, see you for your free consultation. Have a great day of the week. The person's owner. Again, this is very lean, but it gets the point done of addressing that a consultation has been scheduled. Of course, you could add more information to the internal form and then actually merge that into this email. For example, the date and time of someone's consultation. At this point, we can mark it as ready, as well as the sequence. The last step is handling the follow-up for not scheduled. Again, we're going to go ahead and keep it lean with the simple, hey, it didn't work out this time email. If they don't schedule immediately, that might be a good opportunity to put them in some kind of long-term nurture, possibly offer them a lead magnet. But for right now, we're going to stay nice and lean, and we're still going to say thanks. Similar opening. Thanks for calling in today, first name. Except this time we didn't schedule. So, sorry you didn't qualify for the free consultation. And that's pretty much the only time we wouldn't schedule. Because, of course, given the grand scheme and the context of this, somebody's calling in to schedule a consultation. The only reason we wouldn't would be if they don't qualify. And then a nice closing. Again, nice lean email. In the real world, you may want to do something with this. Again, drop them into some kind of nurture or offer them something to keep the conversation going. But for right now, this is functional. And we can mark it as ready, and we can also mark the sequence as ready. And at this point, you'll see that the decision node is now the light green color, just like everything else that's ready to be published. And now we can go ahead and publish this campaign. Because now when somebody calls in from the ad, the phone rep is going to fill out the lead print ad inbound call form. And then based on whether the call is scheduled or not, the proper automated follow-up is delivered. Keep in mind that this idea can be modified to include a variety of outcomes. Maybe there's a third option of interested but not scheduled, which is very different than we just didn't schedule them. You can add custom fields to collect information that you may need. So while this particular video is very lean with it, the concept is what's important, that we have an internal form for a specific function of the business, which is taking in inbound calls, and we use the example of a simple print ad. You may want to see about using different phone numbers to track different ad versions. There are many different services out there that provide trackable phone numbers for this purpose. If we are using trackable phone numbers, make sure that you add a lead source field to the form and create a unique lead source per phone number. Then make sure the phone reps are properly tracking which number was used and then setting those lead sources. This will enable much easier ROI reporting. Now, if this inbound call is for lead generation that's going to a sales representative, for example, we may also be creating an opportunity at this point, putting it into somebody's actual pipeline. Now, sometimes we'll have a group of users where we want to distribute opportunities. And in these situations, we can use a round-robin step to first assign an owner, and then create an opportunity. For a template similar to this video, to help you get started, download the Track Inbound Phone Calls for a free gift campaign from the marketplace. In the next video, we're going to look at creating a simple referral request.